Hello and welcome to another episode of Magic Farm 3, The Harvest. I'm afraid I have to tell you that we've suffered a few setbacks. I found the stronghold. I think it's over there. No? Yes, it's over there. And of course, like a complete idiot, I couldn't resist and I went down. And oh my god, it is full of the most incredible baddies you could ever imagine. So I died and then I went back to get my stuff and I died, etc, etc, etc. It took forever and I lost several really valuable items and then I had to spend the time remaking them. So yes, that was insanely stupid and I have nobody to blame but myself. As a result of this, you can see that our grace period of no difficulty is over. Obviously, we've been here for 40 days and the difficulty is rising like crazy. Okay, it's only at 1.0 now, but a few minutes ago it was at 0.1. So all in all, things are very scary. Okay, so what are we gonna do about this? Assuming we can live. I planned to do a little bit more work on Botania, I'm afraid. Oh, look at that. That tree is so completely derped. But our tree farm is doing very well. Yes, so I was expecting the Botania flowers to die by now because I think that was the newest Botania upgrade, that these flowers were only going to live for a short period of time. But possibly that got disabled in the configs for this mod pack. Which would sort of make sense because this pack is really difficult, so you don't necessarily want Botania to come up with that extra bit of difficulty. But in anticipation of the dayblooms dying, I made a few of the next level of flowers, the endoflames, and since I have them, I thought I might as well install them. Now this is going to be slightly more complicated than, I'm actually gonna take those out, slightly more complicated than the endoflames, so than the dayblooms. So the endoflames eat coal, like you can just drop it on them. They will eat it and convert it into mana. And they actually produce more mana than the daybloom, so they're an excellent flower. But obviously I'm not gonna just stand here and drop coal on them. That would be stupid. Although probably less stupid than going into a stronghold on this mod pack with no protection. So I've come up with there is a system that will let us drop coal on them, and it involves this excellent tool in Botania known as the open crate, which, no, it's not made like this. I think it's made with planks rather than the whole living wood. Let's try again. Yes, you might get there in the end. The open crate. So basically what the open crate does is it drops items directly underneath it, and you can, I guess, feed it through a hopper. So let's see, if I put it here, and then I stick a hopper on top, and then I put the coal in the hopper, it's going to drop the coal directly on the flowers, who are going to eat it and make mana. So my plan was to then put a furnace. Oh, it's going to be facing the wrong way. Oh, is it? I don't know if I can really be bothered making it face the way I want. I'm not even sure which way I want it to face. I guess like this. Right. So if I put a furnace, and then I might as well put a hopper on top of the furnace, and maybe even a... What the hell is going on? Our tree farm has gone crazy. You might have to do something about it. And even a chest above it. My idea then was to... Wow, it's not just my idea, it's quite obvious and lots of people have done it. Is I don't have any coal, how idiotic. But if I put coal here, let's say this is coal, and put lots of logs here, they will go into the furnace, burn, and coal is going to drop at the bottom. The problem with this setup, I think, is that I think the coal will drop too fast, you know, before the flowers are able to eat it all, because they don't take the next coal until they finish digesting the first piece that they had. And basically it's gonna waste. See, I don't think they're gonna, well, they did, but eventually it would fall, well, it would fall too fast, and I think we need to slow this rate down. So the way for doing that is with another bit of botania called the hovering hourglass, which is here. It's not too difficult to make. I just hope we have enough mana to make it. But let's quickly have a look. We need 4 pieces of redstone, which we have. 4 pieces of gold. Oh, I hope I have enough gold. Yes, lots of gold. No, 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 no. I ran out of iron when I was pouring this in. Luckily I do have a lot of iron. Two, 3, and 4. Excellent. I have 1 piece of iron which I can turn into mana. So what the hovering hourglass does is you put sand in it, and when all the sand runs to the bottom, it will turn, obviously, as hourglasses do, and emit a redstone signal. And you can control the duration between the redstone signals by changing the amount of sand you put in. You can also put red sand, and you could also put red sand or soul sand, which take longer to turn. So I think red sand I think normal sand is like 1 second. Red sand is is 10 seconds, and salt sand I think is a minute per block. What is happening here? Oh, it's the axe is broken. Well, I am not surprised. But as you can see, our tree farm is now producing masses of logs, which are gonna be excellent for the Botania thing. Yes, cutting out, very nice. Where was I? Oh yes, we need some glass. I'm sure I had some glass. Oh god, don't tell me. Well, I probably lost it while I was idiotically dying in the stronghold. That was just so stupid of me. I can't believe I did that. Very, very stupid. I think in a way this tree farm is working too well. I was worried the trees would take too long to grow, but you know, I don't think they're doing that at all. I would really like to be able to get some armor on today, finally. I think it's just 2 pieces of glass, isn't it? So, yes. And we need to dip these in mana too, I think. So, mana and mana. Look, difficulty level is 1.6. Ah! Okay, let's make this. And let's make a redstone torch. Now, I am quite an idiot about redstone, so don't expect much. But the setup I was thinking of was that if there was, I think this is 1 level too high. Yes, I thought that if there was a red torch, ouch, next to the hopper, then it would not be able to drop things. Well, obviously that's not working. Why is that not working? Ah, because I went for the wrong hopper. Really, perhaps I should have done all of this off camera. Yes, we want to have it against this hopper. Right, so this redstone torch. Oh yes, let's drown ourselves on top of everything else. So this redstone torch is gonna prevent the hopper from releasing things. And now all we have to do is set up the hourglass doesn't actually need to be placed on something. Now if we put sand in this, then every time it turns it will send a signal and switch off that torch temporarily. And I think this should work. We just need to give it a small amount of sand, which I am sure I have here. Yes, lots of sand. Not sure how much to give it. Shall we say 12 seconds, sorry, since I have 5 endoflames. Ah, this is such a cool... Okay, let's see how this will work. Yep, see? So this torch momentarily went off and a piece of coal was dropped on the flowers. So I'm probably gonna tweak the timing a little bit just to make sure that it's, you know, optimal in terms of mana generation. But look how cool this is. You know, this will produce a lot more mana than just the day blooms on their own. Now the one improvement that I want to make onto this in the near future is to put in an endoflame near it. Endoflame. I don't know why I have capital letters. Oh, not an endoflame, sorry. An exoflame. Exoflame. I just can't, it needs making runes, which I get very bored making runes, so I'm not gonna do it today. So what this will basically do is it will use some of this mana here to fire up the furnace, so the furnace won't need to have coal in it. Can I reach the chest? Well, actually I could put the wood just in here. And let's see, does our tree farm have any more wood for us? Look at this. I really like this progressive automation mod. It's very simple, but very effective. Okay, so while the mana is generating, I would like to make myself a mana steel armor today, but I think perhaps, and a mana tablet. But we'll probably need a little bit more mana for that, so I'm just gonna go and sleep. Even though I think the difficulty might possibly go faster with sleep. Yeah, so I think the bit in the Botania mod that makes the day blooms die after a couple of days has been turned off in here, which is good, but look at this mana generation. I'm rather proud of myself. So apart from this, one thing I did off camera was to put in a planter or a farming thing. So this range isn't that great. It doesn't seem to be reaching the potatoes. So I might need to think about the placement of the vegetable patch or the making of, or put in a few more upgrades, but it's harvesting my wheat and my spinach, which is very nice. I don't have to think about that anymore. The soya is growing rather nicely, and I'll just quickly show you. I did make the presser for the soya, so I can now make tofu, which can be used in all the recipes instead of meat. So this is quite nice. It doesn't need power or anything. It needed a redstone. It needed a piece of redstone dust to make it, which is why I couldn't make it until now. It's a little bit of a hassle, so you have to put it through several times, because the first thing it does is soya milk. And then it will make silken tofu and finally firm tofu. But it means we're independent of animals, and I don't really like tofu in real life, but for this I think it's perfect. So I am very pleased with that. But an even more exciting improvement that I managed to make, which I think again needed redstone and tin, is this, the terrain smasher. I'm just gonna give you a quick demonstration, but I think it needs to be attached to an inventory. So let's make a box. Let's get us a bucket of lava. Can put the terrain smasher here. I'll attach it to a chest, and look at that, we have a way of getting obsidian. Okay, it's not quite good as the igneous extruder, but it will do for now. And with obsidian we can, of course, is that the only aluminium that I have? Let me get rid of this copper. We can make alumite, which I believe will let me jump through a few of the stages in the tool progression here. I'm sure I have more aluminium. I had a lot on me, but I think I lost it in that misadventure. I had a lot of stuff on me, and all I wanted to, the plan was I was just going to go and find some coal. That's all I wanted to do. No aluminium. Yeah. There's a bit of obsidian I made a little bit earlier. Wow. It's made us 3 nuggets of alumite. Well, okay, that wasn't exactly what I intended. It's because of that copper interfering. I should have gotten rid of the copper. Okay, I'm gonna risk my life, try and find some aluminium, and I will see you when I've died or I found it. Okay, so I'd spent ages looking for aluminium. I went to the rocky places to look for it on the surface. I went into my mine to dig for it, and I failed utterly. So we're not going to be, well, not utterly, but I failed twice. I found a few pieces of gravel and I made some alumite, not a bad amount of it by the looks of it, and then I accidentally pressed this thinking it was something else, so now it's trapped here until I can get it out. So we shall not be making better picks today. But while I was mining, I did in fact discover a few very exciting things. I found spawners, and I found a spawner room with a skeleton spawner. It was one of the Deadly World skeleton spawners with brutish mobs, so maybe that wouldn't have been so brilliant. But in the chest I found the division sigil, so you know what that means. Cursed Earth spawner, the best kind of spawner there is, which is going to be producing ender pearls for me. I also found a couple of safari nets, etc, etc. Let me just I'm a little bit agitated because I've just got too much stuff on me. I really hate that. I did find a mass of redstone, which is lovely, and some lapis. And also this common treasure. Okay, I'm just gonna put it anywhere where it can go and sort everything out later. And remember from that wisp chest, I found an uncommon treasure, which I often find is less valuable than the common treasure. And I also found this dimension stone, so this will replace the other dimension stone which I'd lost. But I think this one is much better because I think this works across dimensions, so you know I can use it in the nether. So that was excellent. That wisp spawner was excellent. And but I'm very pleased with the division sigil. Right, so let's just open these treasures and oh, look at that, ender pearl, perfect. And what will we have in here? See, the common treasures are just always better than the uncommon ones. I mean, who cares, I think. Okay, now the only other thing I want to do before signing off is, I hope I have more of this. I should have by now made enough mana. Let's just check. Oh, that is a lot of mana. This is very nice. To make this, and can I get another block? I wonder. Well, not very quickly because I can't use this, of course, what with me being an idiot and all that. And I've got 13 ingots, so yes. There's definitely enough to do everything that I need. Oh, what a day. Lots of good things happened, mostly finding chests with spawners and not being totally killed by them. Oh, also I found one of those spawners with TNT. You know, it just sits there and suddenly it produces TNT before you and blows it up. Luckily I managed to run away in time. How much have we got in here? Another 6. think that was just as okay. Loads of mana still. I think this is exactly how much I need for a full set of armor. We shall see. Oh yes, but I also need I think I have 2 diamonds upstairs. I will also need a mana tablet. So this isn't all that much better than normal iron armor, apart from looking extremely good. What do you reckon? Don't I look good in this? But if you have some mana on you in a mana tablet, which I think I'm gonna do off camera because I am getting a bit tired of this, then it will repair itself, so it won't, you know, it won't get damaged. And also apparently it's easier to enchant than normal armor. But anyway, this will be it for now. Thank you very much for watching and see you at the next episode.